Good morning, everybody. And I sit alone again today. Yes, that's right. If you watched the show from the Hounds last night, you know that I threatened Mike's life and told him that he needed a night off more than anybody else I knew in this world. And so I gave him the morning off too, because God damn it, you can't pour from an empty cup. So sometimes you need to just take it easy, rest, put your brain on idle, and that's it. But our brain this morning is not going to be on idle, ladies and gentlemen, because we have the absolutely phenomenal, one of my favorite humans on earth, the beautiful Sindel Dawn. And without further ado, I'm going to run the intro. Good morning, everybody. Business is no longer only about products and services. More than ever, it's about connection and community. Business is about people. And that's why I created these live events. Every week, join me in discovering one remarkable individual. No shop talk here. It's about who they are and not what they do. My name is Isabel Fortin, and welcome to People, Passion, and Purpose. So, hey, already some people in the comment section. Melissa, hello, darling. We've got friends over. We love having friends. So, our guest today is the beautiful Sindel Dawn, and I want to say something about her because she reached out to me in Mighty Networks and the Hounds in beginning of April when the anthology that I participated in was published. And she reached out to me and she said how much she appreciated my story and blah, blah, blah. And I offered to, sit down with her and have a Zoom coffee so we can get to know one another. And right away, this is the kind of person that she is. Right away, she said, "Hey, what can I do? What can I like? What can I? How can I support all of yous in the Hounds? I'm bored. I need to do stuff and get my squirrel mind occupied. So what can I do?" And I said, "Well, I don't know what are you capable of doing? Like what's your zone of genius?" Well, it turns out her zone of genius is exactly everything. So she started running the back end of my show. She started running the back end of Mike's live. She started doing things in the Hounds. She's putting my website together. And of course, Mike and I just, sang her praises because that's what we do. And then she got snatched by the wonderful Tanya from Brandface that stole her away from us to give her a job, which is the best reason on earth. And Mike and I are both working extremely, extremely, extremely hard so we can, pay her more money and go steal her from Brandface. But yeah, today we're not going to talk about business. We're going to talk about the beautiful human that she is. And without further ado, please welcome to the stage the beautiful Sindel Dawn. Hello. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm a little weird right now. I don't know what to do being on this side.
Ah,
I'm always on the back. I was already getting in trouble. Y'all, she already busted me out. You're not supposed to be commenting. I'm not.
yes.
I'm
You're
sorry.
you're already running the back end of my show while you're the guest, and you're not supposed to be doing that.
Oops.
But
Hi,
that's the way you
Nicole.
is.
Yeah, I got to do something with my hands.
Well, hold on to your pencil or something. Take a child, put one of you know what I play with when I'm live, and I do that on every goddamn live. I
What?
play with this.
Is that what you? Oh, that is
Yeah,
pretty.
I do that or I crochet. But now that I've gotten a little bit better at crocheting, and that I'm creating things that are a little bit more complicated, and I can't just go like this and not ever look at what I'm doing, I stopped crocheting on lives because yeah. So I fiddle with this in my hand all the time.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I just sit here and stretch this thing the entire time.
Oh man, we're really, really, really strange ducks, aren't we?
Quack, quack.
Quack quack. So, honey, I know you're not used to this, and this show is all about you, and you're gonna try to make it about other people. And I understand because you got the biggest heart in the world. So, my first question, since you've been running the back end of this show for about 5 months, and you know all my tactics by heart, which is completely unfair. My first question is, who had dead or alive? Who has had the most influence on your life, and why?
We've talked about this before, I believe. There are actually two, but I only talked about one. So I'll talk about both of them really quick if I can.
You
Uh,
can.
okay. Well, first of all, the easy one. I really want to say the one that you don't want me to say.
That's okay. You're allowed.
No, it's the first one is my dad because he's the
Aw.
one who first taught me. Well, he taught me everything, but the man raised me. I was a daddy's girl, hard. Um, he was in college and he was going to be an engineer and develop all these awesome things. And he taught me a lot of design skills. That's yeah. But he passed away unexpectedly,
Aw.
and by designing, I still get to connect with him. So that
Mm,
makes me happy. And the second one, yes, ma'am, thank you. The second one is unexpected. My kid's handing me a picture right now. Hi.
that's okay.
The second one is a little unexpected. My 16-year-old, who was about to be 17 in the winter,
Woo-hoo.
um, because she actually, when she was about 7 or 8, she wanted like this adult-sized dinosaur. This thing came up to my chin. I told her, no, I'm not going to buy that thing. I'm a single mom in college. I'm not going to buy you a $200 dinosaur by yourself. Well, you don't give me any allowance. So this kid goes out and develops her own business at like 8 or 7. Um, and then she buys the adult-sized dinosaur herself. So that kind of pushed me to go and want to follow my dreams. Like this tiny kid was doing something she loved. And
At eight.
I'm this old fart who can't get off my butt and do what I love. No.
Aw. Yeah, but she took that from somebody.
Somebody.
Somebody, she says. So you don't think you had any, not saying the matter, but any influence for her to be a go-getter?
Well, maybe. She got to see me. I was single for the better part of her little life. So she got to watch me fight and push and claw while in college, while working, doing it all.
And you're still doing it all.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
back to doing it all. And that's
beautiful.
okay. Because now these guys get to watch it too.
Exactly. And how old are they now?
9 and 8. And then
Oh.
the other one will be 17 in December.
Wow. So she's in grade what at 17?
She's a junior this year, I believe.
Wow. So already running her life.
Yeah, she was running her life at like 2. Come on.
Sounds like somebody else I know.
Yeah.
I think that there are some kids that show up in the world and they're already I don't know how to say this. Like they're like tiny adults already. Like
Yes.
they're already know who they are. They have a great sense of their identity and yeah, and it sounds like your oldest is like that. She came fully formed kind of thing.
Yes. like she just walked out like I know exactly where I'm at and who I am. Like,
Well,
yeah,
I like what Tanya is saying in the audience here. That's because you were a role model and you are a role model
thank you.
because you're that way, right? This is what I'm going to be doing. If
This is
you if you can't participate, just stand out of my way.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. So, how did your dad influence you the most?
Man.
I know I ask tricky questions.
He
It's not fun to be on this side, is it?
no, I like being on the back where I'm laughing my butt off. My dad was always like this insane person, and not in a bad way, in a good way. His name was Chuck, and they used to call him Chuckles because he would make everyone around him laugh, and he would make people feel so at home and comfortable. And I was this weird, awkward kid who was like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Like goofy as all get out, still now. So that was really cool to watch how he could just walk in a room and everyone lights up because there's this dude and everyone likes him. But other than that, like he was always just, I'm going, hi, Claudia. Hi, Claudia.
You know,
He,
you're looking at the comment section, so you don't have to answer.
yeah, I'm going blank. Sorry. He actually, when it stop, please. Whenever he was in college, whenever my mom was pregnant with my brother, and he actually decided to quit college and go to work as a maintenance man so that he could provide. So, yeah, that was, he'd always wanted to go back and finish college, but he was never able to. So that kind of made it a big deal for me to
Hmm.
go and get my degree. And
Which you're doing
yes,
again,
again,
which is beautiful. I hope you're giving yourself credit for that.
I'm trying harder than I normally would.
Okay. Well, and we have our BBB sister in the house, so
Yeah.
her and I gonna team up so that you can start seeing your worth and see you as we see you. You're gonna blush, aren't you? Okay, I'm gonna change the question because you're gonna just sit here and be silent. Um, okay, my second question is always the same one. Well, my questions are always the same anyway. Uh, that's it's a lazy podcast. Um, what is or are your passions? But more importantly, what did you do to discover them or it?
Okay, we're gonna go backwards here because it doesn't make
Yay!
sense to go the other way. Okay, so what I did to discover it, I had a car accident and I don't have Pinky, like I'm good now. Pinky the cane, Pinky the polka dot cane. Had a car accident, shattered my heel bone, and it jacked my back up, jacked my leg up. I walk with a gangster limp. It's awesome. So I have a pink polka dot cane that I have to use. But before that, I danced for 20 years. Yes. Tap, jazz, ballet, hip hop. I danced for 20 years.
I can't
And
believe you never told me that.
it never came up. Like, why would it come up?
'Cause
Like,
I'm a dancer.
I know, but it never came up.
Okay.
After the car accident, I can't really walk well. So obviously, I'm not going to be able to dance like I used to. So I would pour everything onto the floor. Like if I was upset or angry or just, I would
Mm.
go and I would dance and work it out. Well, after the car accident, I couldn't do that anymore. So it became a how do I do this? How do I function now? Because my coping skill is gone. My coping skill turned into design and art and creating things with my hands. And now that is what I love the most, making stuff, helping people and making awesome pretty things that are functionable.
Yeah, and you're extremely good at it, which by the way, the intro video that is for my show, you created. Well,
Kind of.
I I kind of had created it, but it's like it was a fraction of a tenth of what it is right now, and you just kind of made it better. And we can tell that you love doing that because your creativity comes out, right? Because you it's actually very fun to watch you work because you're like, oh no, I'm going to put this here, and oh no, hang on, no, oh no, 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 that's not the perfect picture. And you can tell that you're very passionate because yes, it has to have a purpose, right? It has to be useful, um but it is in the to me it looks like the main goal has to be, this is going to help this person,
Right.
right?
Yep. That's another part that
Okay,
stutter and Stanley.
that's
That's another
okay.
part of it is like being able to help people. Like that makes me so happy. That fills my heart with joy. Like I don't think I
I
would
love
get
it.
fun out of it if it wasn't useful.
Yeah, no, I understand that. And how are you coping with the fact that you can't dance anymore? Like, I know you've replaced dance with this thing, which is beautiful, because we need, when we can't do the thing that we love, we need to find coping mechanism. But how are you dealing with the fact that you can't dance? You miss it?
Every day. The
Yeah.
songs come on and there's like a piece that's just not there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But you can still move your body even if you can't, like,
actually dance and do what I used to do. Exactly. I
well,
can still
yeah, but
move.
I was just gonna say, not being able to do it the way you used to do, that doesn't mean that you can't dance anymore,
Right. It's
right?
just I can't get as technical with it or else I'm gonna be
Yeah.
on the floor kissing it.
Hey, that could be part of the moves.
It would be part of me.
What was your favorite kind of dance?
Oh man. I can't pick a favorite.
No?
No. No.
Did you prefer dancing alone?
Yes, to an extent. It was fun dancing with a group, but it was more fun to dance on my own because then I didn't have to worry about anyone bumping into me. But yeah,
Are you girls dancers?
they want to dance, but we haven't been able to yet. Because before I started working with Brain Phase, I didn't work for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So now we're finally getting in the string of things. Whatever. We're finally getting into the groove of paying bills and doing all the adult things that I can do now
Fun,
because
huh?
of my job, putting food on the table. So we are very excited for the fact that we get to go back to gymnastics and we get to go back to that our dance class and all that
Yeah,
other fun stuff.
that's beautiful. Well, I'm, very, very, very happy that Tanya Brandface decided to hire you, because hot damn, why wouldn't she? And I cannot wait to steal you away from her. I can't wait. Or, have you split in two. We're gonna clone you. I think that's what it is.
Let's do
Yeah.
that. Can I have
I
one of
think,
those?
yeah, Mike and I have decided that you were going to be the highest freaking paid VA in the existence of the United States.
That would be cool.
Because yeah, because that's because we all want you so much, because you deserve it, because you're good at what you do, right? So, and
Thank
that's
you.
it. You're not going to argue, are you?
I know better than to argue with you because when I argue with you, nope, 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 nope.
I don't know what you mean.
You
Yeah,
don't?
okay, moving on. Moving on. Yeah, this show is not about me, so let's move on. Um, how would you react if any of your girls would want to take their passion? Let's say something a little less secure, like acting or dancing or doing theater or and say, "Mama, that's what I want to do for a living." How would you react to that?
It's your choice.
Okay.
I'm not going to make the decision for you, but
I heard the butt coming.
if you're going to do it, then you better do it right. Give it all you got, and don't hold back.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Is that how you feel about yourself?
No,
Oh, that's interesting.
I
Care
know.
to explain? No.
Um, no, I can explain.
Excuse me.
I mean, it's what started all of this too. I think that I really want to do design, but it's kind of artsy fartsy. And is it really going to pay the bills? And is it really worth it just because I love it? Just because you love something doesn't mean you should do it for a living, and just because you do it for a living definitely doesn't mean you love it. But
Well, the second part is absolutely true. The first part, I would argue that that's actually what's paying the bills now, isn't it?
it is, it is, which is,
Thank you for proving my point.
I know.
I love this comment with Melissa. She's saying, "Don't argue with Izzy." She
We
knows
knew.
me too well. She's gonna have to be silent.
You never argue with Izzy. You'll always lose.
Well, you can. It just, you need to come up with extremely strong arguments. I don't want to come across as somebody who doesn't who won't negotiate with anything or about anything. The only thing that I won't negotiate is who I am. I'll
Right.
negotiate where we go for dinner. I'll negotiate a contract, but I will not negotiate who I am for anybody. That's for sure. Yeah.
You shouldn't.
So, and what you see is pretty much what you get, because this is the way I am everywhere. I'm the same person live as I am with my lover, as I am with my dad, except that with my dad I don't swear because it offends him. Yeah, my dad is extremely he's a good Catholic boy. He goes to mass every morning, and I know it offends him. So what's the point? So I'm careful with that.
Every morning.
Every morning, not every week, every day. Yeah, every morning. First thing they do is they get dressed, they go to mass. So, hey, it's okay if it works for him. That's fine.
Did you do that when you were little, or is that
Every
something
week.
you started every week?
Yeah, every week. I'm a good Catholic girl, and I like to kid and say that, I spend a lot of time on my knees. And that's a joke, people.
Joe.
And yeah, but I grew up going to mass every week. But this show is not about me. It's supposed to be about you.
I tried.
Yeah, I know. How would you excuse me, my throat has been, anyways, it's pissing me off. I'm gonna change the subject. Um how would you describe your how would you describe what a passion is to your daughters?
A passion is something that when you wake up, that's one of the first things you think about. It's whenever you're doing it, it fills you with so much joy, and you're so just, your mood lifts, even if you're in the worst mood possible. It's something you can't wait to do. It's something you think about doing whenever you're doing other things. It's something that you have to do. Like, not, oh my God, I have to do this, but I get to do this. This is what I get to do, and I can't wait to do it. And you will spend your entire time doing it.
Mm, that's beautiful. And have you already noticed, not your 17-year-old, but your youngest, had you ever already noticed what their passion is going to be like?
Oh, yeah. She enjoys singing and dancing and acting. So it's real funny that you asked that question, because I don't think we've talked about that yet. She is my little performer for sure.
Yeah.
Yes,
Which one is that?
that's Bex.
They're so cute. They are so freaking cute. The both of them, yeah, they're
Freckles.
very, very, very cute. And I love Kinga's comment that I just posted that design should pay the bills, dude. Seriously, there's enough people who need really good designers that it should pay the bill, and it actually does right now. So that's the thing. Um, do you think that you've found your life's purpose? Or are you
Yes.
still looking for it? You found it? Oh, beautiful. So what is it?
It's design. It's helping people. It's tech. It's I'm there. I found it. Oh, heart face.
That's beautiful. So how did you find it? By accident?
By trying to connect a little closer with my dad because
Oh,
it was after he passed. I was still trying to figure out limb situation, and it just kind of happened by accident. Um, I picked up a pen and I started drawing, and nothing stopped after that.
that's beautiful.
Then afterwards, carried on the tradition and started teaching. At the time, she was like 9, I think. The 17-year-old was 9, or soon to be 17 was 9.
Wow. And there you have it. Years and years and years later, and you're still doing it, and now it's paying the bills. Yes? Are you still with me? Have I lost you?
No, you haven't lost me.
You're very uncomfortable being the person that's being asked all these questions, aren't you?
I very much prefer being in the back and
Yeah.
running running the show. Yep.
And truth be told, so my guest this week wasn't supposed to be you, and that person had to cancel an family emergency. We're not going to go into that. I truly, truly hope that she's doing okay. And you're the first person I thought of to replace her. And I didn't ask you first. I asked D. Scott Smith, thinking it's going to be 7 a.m. for him. So he'll be available because he's Pacific, and he'll be available and he'll be able to come up. And funny enough, he said, you'd think that I'd be available at 7, but I actually have a client meeting. And then I actually thought of canceling the show. And Melissa, our BBB sister, said, why don't you ask Sindel? Because I had told her, well, my first idea was to have Sindel on, but I'm sure she's going to decline. So I didn't ask. And so she says, yeah, but why not ask and, give her the opportunity to either accept or decline. And which she's right. Melissa's always right. She's so goddamn smart and it's annoying. And, and I said, well, you're right. Absolutely, you're right. So I'm going to ask. And I was extremely surprised by the fact that you said yes. Because I know this is not your cup of tea. You prefer being in the back, highlighting everybody else and saying, hey, look how great these people are. And now we're putting a big, big, big spotlight on you and you're fidgeting. I love it. I love it. I love that you're comfortable, and I love the fact I truly do love that you're comfortable. And I love the fact, but seriously, but I love the fact that you accepted knowing that you were going to be uncomfortable because you
Yeah.
knew, right? So and you accepted anyway. And yes, Melissa, you are annoying. You're annoyingly smart, and you are right. It is part of your charm. That is for sure. That's for sure. And that's why we love you so goddamn much. Um, Is there? I have a funny feeling you're not going to last an hour, so
I'm
I
not.
don't. Huh?
I'm not. Let's
Yeah. You're close to saying, writing in the private chat saying, okay, can you wrap this up, please? Is there anything, I know the answer, but is there anything that you would like to share? Any questions you would like to answer that I haven't asked you yet?
um so I wrote a book. I wrote in an anthology, and I should have had the graphic. If you give me a moment, I can find the graphic while I talk because
You
I
can
am
put it in the comment section after the show.
there you go. That'll work. So I wrote in an anthology with Dr. CJ and Susanna
And
Dawn.
Susanna, and by the way, if you read the comment, CJ is saying you're on her show next because you're so goddamn beautiful, and I agree. I can't wait to watch that show. And so sorry I cut you off.
No, it's when I'm reading it.
Yeah.
The swaying back and forth is not helping me read it. Sorry, I should stop. I am on CJ, so, but we wrote an anthology, Moving Beyond Boundaries. And if you go on my profile page, you'll see the QR code. You can scan it and you can go get your own copy of how we move beyond all of our boundaries to not be stuck in the box anymore. And I just said that wrong. It's not moving beyond boundaries. No, it is.
That's okay. Beyond moving beyond boxes, I think, is the name. Okay, so CJ has a question, and because we love our sister, we're gonna let her ask. And anybody in the audience, please go right ahead with your questions. I will take them all. My question to Sindel: how has your ADHD helping or hindering you to shine? How has writing helped you?
Well, at first, it kind of
Great
hindered
question.
me. Do what?
I said, great question, CJ.
That was a great question. I always suck at that, saying, "Hey, that was a great question, y'all. Thanks." I'm so terrible at that. Thank you. Thanks, CJ. At first, the ADHD hindered really badly. Because I couldn't get my crap straight. I couldn't pay attention in class. I couldn't do jack because thoughts were going a mile a minute. But eventually, I started developing coping skills and getting a hang of how to maneuver my life around the world. And instead of fighting against my symptoms, I started embracing them. Okay, my mind doesn't want to do this one thing that I have to do right now. Okay, well, I'll come back to that one thing and I'll do whatever my mind wants me to do right now. But it's not fighting against your symptoms. Writing helped a lot because it helped me, oh God, get out so many feelings and so much crap that's buried deep down in from years of being told that something's wrong with you, you're not good enough, like, yeah, do better, basically. But thank you, CJ.
I had to post that. When I saw it, I had to post it because CJ is so right. Breed, you got this. You're doing fine.
Yay. I do better in the back. That's where I do fun at. Hey.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
just your opinion. We
Okay.
disagree. We all disagree.
Oh, thanks, guys.
You deserve to be in the forefront. You deserve to have your big spotlight shine on you because you're
Y'all
so
shine.
good. You're so bloody freaking amazing. That's why. In
Y'all,
case you're forgetting.
eh, y'all
Yeah.
shine spotlights on me all the time. You really do.
Yeah, I try. I really
Oh,
try. Um, you spoke about your dad at the beginning of the show and how he passed unexpectedly. Do you mind me asking what he died of?
he died of diabetic ketoacidosis.
Ouch.
Yeah. And it
Not a
sucks
fun
because
way to go.
it could have been prevented, but it
No.
wasn't.
How old was he?
He was 59. He'd only been retired for about 6 months.
Oh my God. Okay, so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What um what is your biggest, and I'm going to go positive right after. What is the biggest I don't want to say downfall, but a thing that you maybe disliked a little bit in your dad that you have, like personality trait that
Oh,
you have?
stubborn. Stubborn as a mother. Like hardcore stubborn. Isn't that funny? No.
Oh, that is so funny. And how do you cope with that? With the fact that you are as stubborn as your dad? Are you able to give yourself grace?
Hmm. Sometimes it's like, dude, it takes a moment of like checking in and be like, okay, is this really necessary? Do you really have to push back this hard? And then, okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, we had a squirrel moment here because you're in the
Yeah.
middle of answering, and then I put
Red.
CJ's comment. No, that's okay. It's a squirrel moment.
It's
That's okay.
shiny. It's shiny. And it's pink. Because pink.
Yeah. I love that. It matches my hair, dude. um, excuse me. Okay, so let's go the opposite. What is the biggest um thing that you admired in your dad that you also have? Personality trait again.
His resilience and his ability to make people laugh and feel comfortable,
Oh.
which I don't know if it's because of my own awkwardness they feel comfortable or if it's just.
Well, I know one thing is for sure is you crack me up, and I know you crack Melissa up all the time. So I guess you did get that. And I don't think it's because you're awkward, because you're not that awkward. Either
Yeah.
you're not that awkward or I'm more awkward than I thought I am.
I think
Which I'm okay with both.
ducks.
Ay, ay,
Quack
ay.
quack that we talked about earlier. Quack quack.
Quack, quack. Exactly. Squirrel. Um, how can the people get a hold of you, and what can you do for them?
I am reachable through LinkedIn, or you can message me at sindel.dunn@outlook.com. Um, VA design work, tech fun. I am actually about to start a live talking with ADHD professionals about how they cope with, and other neurodivergent professionals, not just ADHD, how they cope with their symptoms while at work so that it will help newly diagnosed people and younger professionals starting out in their career, because no one talks about this crap. And while we're on that subject, you know what I'm about to do, right?
Sure. I
Okay.
know, I know. Go
You know.
ahead.
Okay, so whenever I first came into the house, I took this assessment.
You're
When I first started
not
working with the house.
supposed to do that now.
Aw, well, then I'm going to. You said whatever I wanted to talk about.
Yes, you did take this assessment.
Who did I take this assessment with?
I have no idea. Who? This, French Canadian tall bitch.
I forget you're tall because you're, on the other side of the screen.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
and
taller than most. Let's put it this way.
I took this assessment to help the hounds know how to interact with me, how to motivate me, how to get me going. So now, whenever I'm working with the hounds, they're not wasting my energy. And I
Mhm.
also don't have to mask with them because they already know all my dirty little secrets because I took the assessment. and they know how to communicate with me. So that makes it even better
Which
because
I actually shared with your employer.
yes,
With your permission, I have to add, with your permission, yes.
but you see, there's this awesome person. Her name's Isabel. Have you met her?
I don't know her.
No, she does
No.
this
Yes.
assessment, and then she also does a debriefing, and then she also, on top of that, does a coaching program, which is really cool.
You are very, very, very funny. And I appreciate and enjoy the plug, but this is too
No.
much because the show is supposed to be about you.
Yeah. Well,
Well, yeah. Okay, listen, Sindel. I always end the show the same way. I give my guests the opportunity to ask me what the hell they want. So you don't have to, but do you have a question for me?
I spent more time thinking about what the hell to ask you than I did about what the hell I'm going to say, clearly.
And which is completely unfair because it's not like you didn't know what I was going to ask you. You run the back end of the show, so you know exactly what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, but you asked
So
me other stuff too.
you don't have to ask me anything.
You don't want me to.
No, I don't care. I'm okay with ask. I'm okay with not ask. It's not about me.
I got 3 questions.
You're allowed one.
It's me.
Pardon?
But it's me.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's true. That's a very convincing counterpart. You're right. Well, you're not like everybody else, so you shouldn't be treated as such. So, okay. First question.
Who's been the most influence on your life and why?
Oh, you're gonna do this on me, are you?
Mm-hmm.
The most influential person in my life has been my maternal grandmother because she has had the toughest freaking life that you will ever hear. Um, from having a grade 2 uh, school, from being almost illiterate, from having to raise, she was the eldest of her family, so from having to raise her siblings to having 5 kids, actually 6 kids, 5 miscarriages, losing a 2-year-old in a farming accident, losing my mom when she was 36. And the woman never stopped being happy, ever. She would hum while she was doing the dishes and vacuuming, and she was just an extremely, extremely positive person. And the um, the greatest example, and it sounds harsh, but it really isn't. The greatest example that I have of that is my mother was born in 1941 and she was premature. And we didn't have technology in 1941. So premature baby were literally put in the oven because they didn't have incubators. So my mother started the first 3 months of her life in the oven, in the wood oven, by the way. And with the door, obviously, with the door open so she wouldn't cook. And basically, she wasn't supposed to live. And when she was diagnosed with cancer at age 35, and she told her mother, my grandmother, instead of bawling her eyes out and looking at how dramatic that was, and she wasn't heartless, trust me, she wasn't heartless. She looked at her 35-year-old daughter and said, Cecilia, which is my mother's name, you weren't supposed to live. And God gave you 35 years, 3 beautiful kids, and an amazing husband that loves you. That's a blessing. And that's the way you should look at it. And that to me is an example of resilience I've never came across ever again. She never stopped. I'm not saying she wasn't upset by the news. I'm not saying she wasn't um like it was terribly unfair, but she never stopped looking at life for being what it is. And that is nothing short of a miracle. So that's my answer.
Wow.
Yes. Thank you. But that's the only question you get. Well, create your own damn show and put me on. And that's it.
Fine. Challenge accepted.
Okay. Ladies in the audience, Melissa, Jackie, CJ, Dr. New, Kinga, who had to leave. Who am I missing? I'm missing
Tanya or Tanya. Tanya, Tanya.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tanya, that's true. Jackie Olmstead, I named her already. You guys all seriously rock. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. I appreciate you. I know I have a guest next week. I don't know who it is. I can't remember. My brain is going squirrel right now and has been for the past 2 weeks. I appreciate you. I love the bejesus out of you, little Sindel Dawn. I say little because I'm tall, not because you're a little person. And I will see you all next week. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. I love y'all. And I love being part of the same group as yours, which is the Hands of Business community. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Sindel. It's over, honey. It's over. You can go back to being the back end now. Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye, guys.